Hey everyone, and welcome back to Zeroscape 999, where last time we explored the operating room and got some very important and interesting new dialogue. Because we knew about Ice 9 from our conversations with June and Santa in the freezer, and we knew about the frozen mummy on the Titanic from our conversations with June, we got some very interesting discussions with 7. And then after that, because we got the bookmark from Santa when we were in the second class cabin, we were able to give that to Clover and hopefully get her to open up a little bit. She did seem to open up a little bit, and I'm hoping she comes to trust us and feel a bit more at ease. But we know everything's going to come crashing down. Today, much of this dialogue is going to be exactly identical to how it was the previous time we went through door 7. So we are going to be continuing through as we did before. And hopefully we will come to some new dialogue after not too long. There might be some in there. Ah, we do have some new dialogue. But other than looking at the new dialogue, we're going to be simply continuing through quickly so we can get back to new content. We've seen this all, and we've seen it all recently, so we don't need to visit it again. Let's see, where are we at? Anyway, I say we get out of this creepy old place. We found the key we need. The key? Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. Oh, we found it in the operating room. Right, Junpei? Junpei nodded. How is this new dialogue? Ah, the solar system keys. Actually, we found one in the laboratory, too. Here, the Earth key. Lotus dug out a still warm key with an Earth symbol on it. Still warm? What happened in there? I might lose it. It's probably better if you hold on to it. That way it won't be my fault if it gets lost. And with that, she pressed it into Junpei's hand. He felt slightly less than honored. As a group, they now had 3 keys that had not been used. The Jupiter key, which had been found in the operating room. The Saturn key card, which had been found in the kitchen. And the Earth key, which Lotus had just handed to Junpei. That's what's different. We went through the kitchen, so we found the Saturn key card. Junpei tucked the new keys into his pocket. June spoke up. And here we are back to repeating dialogue. Okay, it was just because we got the Jupiter key. So, off they go through door 3. And we will continue on with our own investigations of the doors we can check out. Of course, there's a reason we're here to check out the doors that we can access with the Earth and Saturn key card. Earth key and Saturn key card. And we could torment Junpei again, but I think I'm gonna give him a break. She's obviously afraid that they can only go down. She was afraid because the only elevator button pointed down. That meant, of course, that the elevator couldn't go any higher than the floor they were on. And yeah, it's all repeating from here. We just completely skip Junpei's horny crisis. Alright, we know that the E deck appears to be secure. We head down. That is where we found Lotus in the knife ending, I believe it was. Oh, we do get new dialogue because we didn't get horny. What's gonna happen if the ceiling breaks? Junpei thought about that for a moment. We'd probably die. Oh no, don't be so casual about something like that. At any rate, we should probably go back as soon as we can once we're done looking around down here. Not too much new dialogue, just little things here and there, based on slightly different choices we made. Whether it's going through door 4 instead of 5, as earlier, or choosing not to torment Junpei. And now, it is time for Clover to witness Snake's dead body. I hope that with her opening up a little bit to us, that might put her a bit more at ease. So at least she can come to us instead of lashing out and killing everyone? Because that was absolutely horrifying what happened. I would love for nothing more than to help Clover get through this without breaking. As we went over before, it is likely that there are multiple killers, as there's no other way to have put Snake, right, Seven's my most likely suspect, or my initial most likely suspect, Snake through the number 3 door. Unless we would have to have 2 or more people. Is Zero still on the ship with them? I still believe so. The fact that the red parts were missing and then put back, it just doesn't make sense for that to happen and nobody to fess up unless Zero's on the ship. As for whether Zero could be one of us, Clover needs support right now, so I will support her. It's certainly possible that Zero's one of us, but it's hard to know what's going on right now. It would make sense though. If Zero's one of us, it would be a lot easier for them to put the red parts back without raising too much suspicion if they get spotted. Okay. On to our choice of doors then. Ah, right. First we need to check out the Mercury door, which will bring us to door 2. And now we can choose our door. So, Lotus, please kill him dead. We have heard some very interesting and important information in this route. We have learned a lot about Ice 9 and the coffin with the woman who is all ice. We know that beyond door 1 is a file labeled all ice. We also know that Clover will end up going through door 1. And personally, I kind of want to keep an eye on her right now. She's going through a rough time, she probably needs support, and we've gotten her to open up to us. We're going to see what happens if we go through door 1 again. My choice is door 1. Santa was unconvinced. Hey, wait a minute there. Actually, you know what? We've seen basically all this dialogue, so let's keep going. It shouldn't change again until we get into beyond door 1. Oh, poor Lotus. She's having a bad time. Through the door. And now we should be at roughly the start of the exploration. Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Ace and Clover were breathing hard and fast. It was the 3rd time they'd been through the process, but they had yet to grow accustomed to it. Not that Junpei wanted to. He planned to finish the game before he got a chance to let imminent death become commonplace. Junpei looked around again, this time more slowly. There was another door, different from the one they'd entered through. He took hold of the knob and gently pulled it open. So this is the wheelhouse. He closed the door again and turned to Ace and Clover. He fixed each in turn with a meaningful stare, then spoke. Ace, you investigate the wheelhouse next door. Very well. Clover, you're in charge of this room. Say something. Okay, I will. All right then. Let's get started. Okay, chart room. We've done this before. We know what we need to do here. Let's open the drawer, get the chart, examine the map so we can match up the chart with the one that is up here on the map. There we are. And then what was next? There was the captain's log, but I don't think that was anything too useful. Yeah, the ship's log. And then we also had stuff in or on the desk. Maybe it was in. It was in the desk. Here we go, the pocket watch. A voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch. Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it? He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket watch. Hey man, what are you doing over in this room? Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Is there a problem? I mean, yeah, you were dividing up the work for a reason. Yeah, there is. Ace's eyebrows went up. You checked on us, now get out of here. We split this stuff up for a reason, alright? It was a lie. There was no reason to split up the work. Junpei wanted to talk to Clover privately. That too, we weren't able to finish our conversation earlier. That was why he'd sent Ace to the wheelhouse. There was something he meant to ask Clover, and he didn't want anyone else to hear him ask it. He also knew that Clover would likely remain silent if there was anyone else around when he asked. That was why he was so desperate to send Ace back to the wheelhouse. Ace opened his mouth and took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face. Oh ho, I see, of course. He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover. No, Ace, not like that. I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck. Well, at least he thinks that, so he's gonna give us privacy. Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. Oh. Phew. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She'd heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution. Don't blame you, but it's not that. What was that about? She was clearly suspicious and with good reason. Junpei's eyes widened and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence. Oh, no, it's not like that. What's it like then? I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now. What story? About the experiment. Remember, the one you started to tell me in the operating room? You said something about an experiment that happened here 9 years ago. Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? Yeah, her brother did die, so... You understand, right? I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna pay for it, I promise. So... Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips where she was biting them. She wiped it off and looked up at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry. Junpei? Who do you think did it? I've been working through that, and there's so many possibilities. Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped. Well, if what Seven said was right, then there would have to be at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract the snake, that means there were at least 2 other people. You're right. So what does that mean? Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, really, who and who, or who and who? You mean it could have been 4 people? Well, technically it's possible. I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely. Yeah, the more people participating, the easier it would be to catch them. Why? I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now? Okay, got it. Let's do that then. Then who do you think it could be? Well, he went through door 3. He is number 2, so the other 2 need to add up to 1, or 9 plus 1. So any pair of 9 and then add 1 to them. So 1 and 9 would not work because the 9th man's dead. 2 and 8 would not work because Snake's involved. 3 and 7 would be Santa and 7. I did find 7 pretty suspicious, but there's also reason not to see him as suspicious. 4 and 6 would involve Clover, and that doesn't make any sense. And then 5 and 5 doesn't work, so really, only Santa and 7 is the only pair I can think of. Junpei crossed his arms in thought. Snake's bracelet number was 2, which 2 bracelet numbers added to 2 would have given a digital root of 3. Well, we have a lot of options here. Ace and Santa's a no. It would have to be... Can't be Ace because Ace and Ninth Man would be the pair. Santa would be paired with 7. June would be paired with... No. June is 6, so she'd be paired with Clover, and that doesn't make sense. And it can't be 7 and Lotus, so the only possibility that works is Santa and 7. Would it be Santa and 7? 2 plus 3 plus 7 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. It's 3. Could it be? Were Santa and 7 the killers? What's wrong? Clover looked at Junpei and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it. He told her his conclusions. That's what I thought. She looked less surprised than he'd expected. Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works. Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have to be, would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities. Well, what other possibilities? He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke. Are you saying that you think it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely. Why? Can I borrow your pen and paper? Sure. Clover put her hand out expectantly. Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and handed them to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. 2, 1, 3, 6 is 12. 2, 1, 4, and 5 is 12. 2, 4, 7, and 8 is 21. 2, 5, 6, and 8 is 21. 2, 1, 3, 7, 8 is 21. 2, 1, 4, 6, and 8 is 21. 2, 1, 5, 6, and 7 is 21. And finally, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 is 21. Out of these, we can rule out any involving Clover, because Clover's not going to accuse herself, and she went on a murderous rampage in revenge for her brother in the axe ending, so I don't think it's Clover. So we can rule out B, C, F, and H. That leaves A, D, E, and G. That leaves 4 options. And we know it wasn't us. We know for a fact it wasn't us. We don't know if she will believe that, but we know it wasn't us. So we can rule out... B's already ruled out. D, and G. So that leaves us with A. Looking through. E. I think just A and E are the only options possible, which leaves Ace, Santa, and then either June or 7 and Lotus. So Santa is extremely suspicious. Santa is our #1 suspect right now, actually. What's this? These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones. I can confirm this as well because I did all the math. I see. Junpei? Yeah? I can trust you, right? Of course. Why would you need to ask that? Really? Yeah? So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right? Of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours too, the ones with 4. So what does that leave? A and E. 2, 1, 3, 6 is 12. 2, 1, 3, 7, 8 is 21. Wait, it can't be A. Why not? Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that. Are you sure? I'd bet my life on it. Okay then. Then I can cross off A too, right? Yeah. Well, what have we got left? E. Which is basically everyone except for Junpei, Clover, and June. Do you know what this means? Everyone besides me, you, and June would be working together. Do you think that's likely? If if there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they'd try that hard to hide what they were doing if they outnumbered us, right? Well, you do have a point. And besides, if Ace and Seven are working together, they could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them. But they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were the killers, why wouldn't they? Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look her in the eye to know it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corners of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten. Okay, yeah, well, that does make sense. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people. Yeah. Then that means there's a good chance it was Santa and Seven. That's how it looks. But why would they do it? There was a moment of silence. I think I know. What is it? He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close to the answer. God damn it, Ace! When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return. He raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke. Have I interrupted something? Yes, go away. Not like that. Go away. What do you want? There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment? He turned on his heel and walked back toward the wheelhouse. Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave her a short nod, hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later, and followed Ace. Oh, Ace, why are you like this? What did you want to talk about? Ace looked at Junpei and smiled, perhaps more of a smirk than a smile. There was something I wanted to check. Yeah, what's that? If you'll excuse me. With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's vest. Hey, what the hell are you doing? He reached for Ace's arm, but it was already too late. In the older man's hands were the pieces of paper Junpei had balled up and hidden in his pocket. Because if you remember, we pulled a little bit of a switcheroo to get through door 1. Just as I thought. You switched them, didn't you? When we voted. Oh well, I can't say that I care. I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted, despite your mischief. Then why did you... Oh, simply curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it. Ace smiled, gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, and then turned on his heel and left. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach begin to tense. All right. With that done, we can finish examining this room. So, let's see. We've got... I want to, real quick, make sure we have the... Where is it? Oh, it's not in the file. It must be in our items. No, where... Hang on. I got it. Where are my charts? Where are my nautical charts? My nautical charts are gone. Where are my nautical charts? Who took them? Okay, rude. Fine. Okay, we can't do anything with that, so I guess we just start examining things. Yes, I suppose you could call it a helm. Steering wheel might be more accurate. However. Thank you, Ace. Got a compass. And what destiny does it point us to? I really hope you don't think that sounded cool. Okay. Can we work with this, please? A well-polished steering wheel looks like it still moves. Okay, let's examine this, make sure we know that it's missing a piece. An engine order telegraph. They use this on old ships to adjust the speed of the ship. Like the gear shift in a car. Well, it's a little different. This device doesn't connect directly to the engine. In short, it's a transmitter. The navigation officer uses it to set the speed of the ship and sends a signal to the engine. There's a handle on top of it which can be moved back and forth to... Hold on. Huh? There's no handle. You're right, there isn't. It looks as though it was deliberately removed. Okay, now we know about it missing. A steering wheel. Let's see if it... Whoa! Looks like the steering wheel moves. So it would seem. I noticed something else as well. What's that? Well, when you move this wheel, the compass also moves. What do you mean? The ship, it's moving. Ha! Tricked you, didn't I? The wheel and the compass must be connected to one another somehow. Do you think that's important? Well, let's try turning it again. Okay, well, let me just go back through my notes. I have it somewhere. Here we go. Found them. So, first up we go south. Thankfully, I have this all written down because I stole my dang nautical charts. Okay, south, then west, then southwest, then northwest. That'll hit America. Then we're gonna go east to the north coast of Europe, then north to Britain. What the? The handle came off. Heh. Stooping so low, are you, Zero? I suppose so. Now we can work on this, so I sure hope this handle fits. Yes, it fits. Excellent. That should allow us to operate the engine order telegraph. Let's give it a shot. Okay, and I have this written down as well. We went full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Huh? That's weird. I thought I put in the right speed. Did I mess up? No, I don't think so. Look, something's happened on the back wall of the wheelhouse. Yeah, you're right. Let's check it out. And now for Junpei to embarrass himself by not understanding how pocket watches work. There's something on the wall that looks kind of like an arrival board. There are a whole bunch of words on the left side of the display. What the hell is this? There are names of ports across the world. I imagine it's showing us the ship's route. You know, just like the ones you might see at an airport. Departing carrier flight at some time. Like that. Oh, I get it. It does look like those are the names of all the ports along the ship's route. It looks like only one of those has a time on it, though. The time on the last line, yes? 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. Perhaps that's the arrival time. Well, Ace, you solve it, please? Or you're not gonna... Why are they showing even to the seconds? They want to be precise. Do we have to examine this first? This looks familiar. I saw something earlier the same shape as this hole. Oh, we gotta pull the pocket watch back out. Alright, Junpei, you stick that pocket watch in there. Nothing. Ace will call it. We need to do something first. Now can we put the time in? A digital scoreboard or something like that on the left side. It's got the names of the ports the ships will stop at along its route. Here we go. Oh, perhaps. Whoa, what's he doing? Excuse me, Junpei? Hey, he just took my pocket watch. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Just trust me. It should be fine now. Well, thanks for giving me the pocket watch back, but you needn't look so smug about it. Let's see what he... Oh, he moved the hands. 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. Oh, so you changed it to match the final arrival time. Ace nodded slowly. You know what to do next, right? Give it a shot. Yep, thank you, Ace. Let's go ahead and stick it into the lock. Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation on it. Actually, it's shaped just like this pocket watch I've got. Let's try putting this in here. Yes, it says open now. Good work. It seems you were successful. Well done, Junpei. Hey, Clover! What? Look, we unlocked the door. Now we can get out of this room. Oh, well, let's go then. Clover. Alright then. Next time on Zero Escape 999. We are heading on to the captain's quarters. Continuing to make progress towards our first good ending. I hope. I truly hope this ends in a good way. We're managing all of the issues that came up in previous runs. We're helping Clover work through her grief. We're making a connection with her. Hopefully that can stop her from going on a murder. We're going to find door... Well, the other group's going to find door 9. Everyone's going to be alive except for Snake and the 9th man. We're going to do it. We are going to do it. We are going to get out of here. We are going to get out of here. I will not let us fail this time. We are not going to split up. We're not going to let whoever killed everyone do it again. We're going to watch each other's backs. We've got this. I'll see everyone next time as we see what's on. I guess we're not going to see anything new. Well, no, that's incorrect. We are, of course, going to see new conversations. We're on the correct route. I hope. So, I'll see everyone next time as we see what happens in the captain's quarters, now that we're building a closer connection with Clover. See everyone next time for that.